everyone. Welcome back to day 3 of Adobe Live. My name is Melody. I'm going to be your host, and I'm here with Ainsley Wagoner, and she'll be designing for you today. This is UI UX week, and this is day 3. Hello to everyone in the chat. Thank you all for joining us. We are so happy to have you here. Today we're actually doing portfolio reviews at the end of our stream. So if you want your portfolio to be reviewed, if you want some feedback, if you're a beginner, it doesn't matter. We would love to see your portfolios, so be sure to get those submitted, and you can find out how to do that on behance.net/live under the portfolio review tab. And we would really love to see them, so please get them submitted. And we're also doing a chat and win in about 30 minutes. So if you're in the chat and you have any design questions or anything, be sure to ask, and you can win this hardcover notebook by Moo. And it's really nice, and you can choose the color, so it's an awesome prize. So definitely be active in the chat, and that's all you have to do to be entered to win. So that'll be in about 30 minutes. So yay, we can turn it over to Ainsley, and you can introduce yourself if anyone's new or just joining us.
Sure, yeah. Hi everyone. Hi Alex and Mabarki and Eric, Tahrim. So this is day 3 of me designing a style guide for a style coaching business. I am actually a designer here at Adobe. I work on Adobe XD, and so I, during most days, am working on the features that you see in your toolbar in XD. But today, or these past 3 days while I've been on here, I wanted to do something a little bit different and sort of show how you could use XD for a different type of design flow, which for me is kind of a more traditional graphic design, print, and web workflow. So it's been really fun because I get to kind of use my work shortcuts. I'm like really kind of fluent at this point in XD, although I have still a lot to learn. And it's fun to apply those skills to something that I maybe used to would have done in Illustrator. So getting to use tools like the repeat grid to kind of like make my own layout grid, and using the assets panel to save colors and typefaces that I'm using. So I can kind of review what we've done so far. So here's kind of the totality of my XD document, which is, it's really fun to look back and see all the different iterations.
Yeah. So, it's so organized too, even though there's a lot.
Yeah, the artboard fairy came overnight and magically cleaned things up.
That's funny.
Yes, I did some, I'm messy while I work, and then later I'll kind of scoot things around. So starting up here, this was kind of where we began. This is the project brief, and I keep kind of cleaning this up too as I make choices about style in the course of design work. I'll kind of apply that back to this original project brief page. But basically, we're, again, I'm designing a kind of brand design guideline first and foremost, but then deliverables also for my client, whose name is Elise, who's starting a style coaching business. And this is, you can find her on Instagram. Here's her handle, or at elisestyled.com. Style guide for this business that she's making official. Business cards is something that will be applied to an Instagram story template, and then worksheets. And so the first day I kind of spent some time going over how to put together a type stack. We were playing with different type sizes and hierarchies, different styles, and I put together something kind of basic around the 2 different versions, like whether it's on print and web, because Elise is going to have both types of deliverables. She's going to have things that are physical in real life, like business cards and worksheets, and then there's going to be things that she's posting on social media or her website. So kind of it took a stab at a type stack, and then the first day I started to apply it to a worksheet. And since then, I've kind of revised even more that worksheet.
Oh, cool.
This day I was sort of playing, and then I'm kind of back channeling with Elise every evening. I'm like, so what's this, like, what's the real content gonna be? So I think another thing that the XD fairies did last night was like start to apply the actual content to a worksheet. So again, these are all drafts that are work in progress, but I started to put the actual content for what a worksheet would be. Nice. So Elise told me that these are questions about how a client feels in certain things, what are their certain favorite items of clothing, and then what are their least favorite things. And so I started applying that here, and I was playing with the color palette that we've been using already, and then I just really love using the Tiempos font at really scaling that up and using those almost as design elements in themselves. So this is a questionnaire that a client will fill out, and there's space for them to write. But then also there's a page where they're going to log their outfits for a week. And so I just kind of really quickly started putting that together. I think I want to work more on this, of making this maybe more of a grid. Like, I like when worksheets kind of have like space to like little cells that you can write in. So we'll see if I get back to that. Oh, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, rough day. I've seen that using calendars using R for Thursday, so that you're not repeating a T for Tuesday, but you can use another T. I'm using 2 S's, so
that's true.
Who knows? I'm just trying to use one letter. So that was kind of day 1, plus things I've sprinkled on afterwards. And then yesterday I started pulling in a lot more photographic inspiration. So I pulled in a bunch of photos I've gotten from Elise that are photos of outfits that she has on her Instagram that I can use kind of as example content, but also just to kind of have her vibe and style in the background as I'm making these design decisions. So I pulled that all into a repeat grid right here, and then really haphazardly pulled in, dragged in from my browser some design inspiration from a Pinterest board that we have been working on together, the client and I. So had that, and then started working, and then I drew some goofy shapes in Illustrator just to kind of have as elements to play with. So this stack down here is what is the iterations that we were going through yesterday. And I did most of this live on air, but I was just trying to back up. This is part of a piece that's going to be basically a summary of the work that she does with a client. So if she does something with you, Melody, at the end of that, as kind of like a wrap up, she'll have multiple slides, probably presentable on a mobile device, that will have, first of all, the client's profile and their name and a picture of them. And then it'll have other slides about like kind of the description of work they did together, a board or a slide that's inspiration for that particular client, what they're kind of going for, and then several pictures of example outfits, and then kind of a wrap up. So I was working yesterday on that first slide, which is the client profile, and I was doing all these different iterations. And you can kind of see I settled really quickly on using that typeface for the name, and it felt really right to use it in white so that it can kind of stand out against any full color images it's on top of. And it was really fun with the chat to try different options that people were seeing.
Yeah, everyone in the chat was super helpful with all your suggestions, so that was really fun to see how each of them looked.
So hopefully we can do a little more interactive design today. And then I think I kind of ended here, and then once I got off air, I was trying even some more things. So I was really not quite happy with the way the color palette was coming together. This is okay, but I felt like the muted colors that Elise is really drawn to, and that I think really reference her style, they're all kind of they're a little bit muted, and so they're not fully saturated. And I felt like in order for things to feel really sharp, I needed some contrast, and whether that's like a really bold color or honestly just the absence of color. Hi Matthias, we were using your name.
Yeah, thanks for joining us again.
So I started playing with a grid that actually had a white border around it and let those shapes kind of be behind the image. It felt risky to place them over an image because you don't know what's going to be in that image, and I want to give Elise a template that basically anything will look good.
Like universal that she can use for any
image
or picture.
Hopefully. So I was trying different things of like offsetting that photo and letting there be a white background, and to me, getting down into this space made it started to feel really fresh to me, to be able to use these kind of muted tones, but not have them be the whole background, like let those be the accents. So this is where I started to really like this look, and then my favorites I've put up here at the top. So I just have these 3 examples of 3 different photos of Elise, but using different names. And using kind of those shapes that I was playing with yesterday. And kind of the system I felt most comfortable with or liked the most was, again, I don't know if you all remember me talking about wanting to use an analogous palette yesterday.
Oh yeah.
So when I was doing things like this, where it was like 2 colors, it just was too much for my eyes. I wasn't really liking that, so I kept coming back to wanting to use basically like 2 shades of one color, or 2 saturations of one color. So that's what I landed on here, and I like these. I'm feeling good about this direction. Both, I think it's a playful and fresh grid, and it reminds me of some of the things that we had put on our inspiration board. But it also leaves room for there to be a name, and there to be like these kind of abstract shapes in the background.
Yeah, it's nice. You can see the shapes and then the whole image and their name. So I really like how you laid it out.
Thanks. And again, I feel it feels funny to design live. This is the part of the project that, I mean, generally the whole design process for me is one in which only I see it. So I always want to give the caveat that this is a draft, but I think someone asked yesterday how you knew how to strike a good balance between working on something versus sort of moving on. And I felt like even at the end of yesterday's broadcast, I wasn't quite ready to move on from this. And so I got this to a place where I think I feel okay and can use this piece that I like and start to work on other pieces. That kind of gives me fuel and inspiration. So
Thomas is asking, how do you get started with UX and UI?
How does one in general get started, or how did I? Maybe Thomas, you could clarify, because I don't want to give you my whole life story.
Yeah, I think
when really you just mean like
how does someone get into it, maybe? Yeah, I would say a good place to start. There's a lot of good design books, like Don't Make Me Think by Steve Krug is a good one, and then the Design of Everyday Things by Don Norman. It's another good book, and there's a ton of other ones. Also, there's a lot of great articles on Medium that tell you how to get started, with a lot of great resources in those articles with direct links. And there's a lot of online free resources that you can use, YouTube videos, also watching these live streams on Adobe Live. They've helped me get better at UX and UI just by watching other people design. I think that's a great way to learn, and just getting out there and designing is, I think, a good way to get started. And you can participate in the XD daily challenges. Those are really fun. Get feedback. Actually,
yeah, those are great stair steps of projects to kind of walk you through the different phases of UI and UX design, and then you end out of that with something really cool for your portfolio.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and this challenge that's going on right now, it's like a progressive project. So if you start from the first day, you can really do the whole, like all those steps like we were looking at yesterday, like starting out with the design assets and all of that, going into wireframes, user flow, high fidelity, and prototyping. So it's really cool to show that on your portfolio once it's all finished and you can see all those steps.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's another great way to get started and practice. And if you join the Slack channel, the XD Slack channel, you can get feedback on your projects as well. So
I think you're in the right place, Thomas.
Yeah.
I think using XD is a really great way to get started with UI and UX design as well, because it's a tool that is designed specifically for that task, and it's going to let you work really fast and make prototypes that kind of let you like see your work alive really quickly. So forgive me if you already know XD and telling you something you know, but yeah, you're in the right place, and you'll get a lot of tips and advice about XD in this live stream. So I'm gonna sort of march on with this all text slide. I had done these iterations yesterday, and quite frankly, I did not like them. I felt like they were very boring, and I started to question my design skills. I'm just kidding. But I was like, this isn't good. What's wrong with me? So I think I have to get to a good place with one piece in order to be able to move on and take inspiration from that. So I took, as you all can see what I've done here, I took the, something that I liked from the previous step, and then I'm kind of applying that same grid as a text slide. So I kind of want to do a few iterations of this, and then I also just started playing with inspiration grid. So I'll just kind of like walk through, I'll just take it one step at a time.
Oh, Thomas said, thanks a bunch, helped a lot. I'm completely new to XD. Yay, well, we're glad you're here, and this is a great place to get started, like Ainsley said. And there's definitely a lot to learn.
So, Anel says the type is a little big. I have it right now at 17, which is a good range for web type. This is going to be on mobile, so I can take it smaller just to sort of see. Whoops. Sorry, that's extreme. Not that small. But maybe we have a version at 15 and kind of see how that is looking. I like the proportions of this. So I'm gonna kind of like imitate that a little bit. I'm gonna double check. I'm kind of referencing my styles that I set up. So let's see. This is what I had for body text web, which is 20. So maybe that is too big, and maybe maybe we'll wind up making that smaller in the final deliverable for Elise's style guide. That's one version. Maybe I use a shape. Oh, actually, there's something about that that I like. Just having actually no background and no kind of like offset.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Ooh, yeah, maybe I'll just like put these way, way down. Although I guess I can keep in line with the thing I was doing where I show progression from top to bottom, so I can do that. And then your eye is so relieved once you get to the bottom and you're like, oh, okay, that's better. That's funny. So we'll do that. Let's see. There's something kind of cool about this. I think if I'm gonna do this size, I actually will want to make the type bigger a little bit again. And maybe I try playing with a color. I sort of want this to be like meteor if it's gonna be on a white background, which I do really like. I'm gonna come back here and grab some of my shapes to use. Maybe this is like a nice gray or even lighter, really. I'm not really liking the color of that anymore. That's one version. So Tareem is asking which is better, UI UX or graphic design, or if they're both linked. I would say that there's not really an answer which one's better. It kind of depends on what you want to do and what makes you more excited, I think. Because they're both different. They are kind of linked, I would say. With the UI aspect, it's more visual, but I think they are different fields and deal with different things. So it just really depends on if you're, maybe you can work on one graphic design project, like a personal project, and then a UI UX project, and see which one sparks joy and makes you happier, I guess. And then you can kind of see which path you want to take. I think that's my advice for that.
Yeah, I mean, better is really subjective. You sort of need each other.
Yeah.
But I think it depends on your interests, like Melody was saying. Do you like to work on things that are like a broader user experience of using a piece of software where you're kind of walking through when you click on this button, it takes you to this page, and if you hover, it does this, and if you long press, it does this, like mocking up all of those states. But if you prefer kind of more like poster design and you're really drawn to typography and using a lot of colors and shapes and illustrations, like then it's probably graphic design is more for you. But I personally like to dabble in both.
Yeah, Voodoo Val said, when I said sparks joy, it made her think of Marie Kondo.
Yeah.
And yes, I love Marie Kondo. If you haven't seen it, she has a Netflix special where she like goes through people's clutter and helps them only keep things that spark joy. And I think that's really important to remember in like all aspects of life. And
yeah. I love that. It's a really good show.
Yeah. It inspired me to like clean out my closet and
nice.
I also like watching, there's a lot of YouTube videos where people do like decluttering Marie Kondo style, and I just really like watching other people go through their closets and like letting you know what they want to keep, what they want to get rid of. I don't know why, but I just really like watching those.
Yeah. I read the book a couple years ago and
I have the book too.
Just went on a rampage.
Yeah, the book is really good too. It goes into way more detail, I think. But there's so many versions now
of my thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna try to just do that today. Maybe try a radial gradient on the shapes. Okay.
Oh, it's chat and win time. Yay! Everyone in the chat, you have a chance to win this if you have been asking a question. Let us know what you've been watching on Netflix lately, because I always like to see new recommendations. And you'll have a chance to win this notebook, and we will be right back. Yay, we're back. So we are giving away one of these Moo hardcover notebooks, and whoever wins gets to choose whatever color notebook they want. And it has flat lay technology, which is awesome. And some nice colored pages as well. So
I like the flat lay technology.
I know, it's really cool.
Oh, yes. See, my sketchbook doesn't have flat lay technology.
You can see the difference.
Much better.
Funny, yeah. Yay, Masroor Hosseini, congratulations! You're gonna win a notebook. Awesome. A lot of people are saying Umbrella Academy on Netflix. I saw like a trailer of that, but I haven't watched it. Well, a lot of people are saying that.
Yeah.
Bodyguard.
I just watched Bodyguard. Yes.
Oh, how was it?
It's very good.
Yes. Cool. Yay! Oh, and if you didn't win, you can still get 15% off if you head to this link, moo.com/Adobe Live, if you want to order anything else. But thank you to everyone in the chat for participating.
Oh, here we are again. So I kind of am going back to this one that I did early on that is really similar to my favorite client style profile, and maybe I should kind of return to exploring some of those things. I'm gonna use this exact shape, but I think maybe I'll use that as the size that the type is going to be, and then I'll actually make the background bigger. And then I'm gonna adjust this as I go.
Oh, Voodoo Val is recommending a great Netflix watch if you like horror and don't mind subtitles. There's a Korean show called Kingdom about zombies in feudal Korea.
Cool.
That sounds really cool. I like watching international shows or movies with subtitles. I think it's really cool, and it's different from American shows, so it's nice to see what other countries are creating, and it helps you, like, I like to watch maybe some shows in Spanish. It helps me pick up some Spanish skills because I did Spanish when I was in college and high school, so it helps out, and it's really fun too. Maybe I'll check that one out.
So I feel like I'm making kind of cyclical choices, but I keep kind of coming back to a few things. There's something kind of cool about that. It's like a stone.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm a big fan of white text of my whole like design career. I just always really like white text over top of things. So I wonder, yeah, I'm gonna try that.
So the Moo link to get 15% off, Savannah's asking, is moo.com/Adobe Live. And you can get 15% off of your purchase. Miles says, love the gray on the white.
The
Maybe
gray?
he means the white text on gray.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Good, okay. Trying things.
Design is all about trying things and seeing what works, what doesn't work. Ooh, I like the white on that color.
Cool, yeah. I guess I'm afraid it's gonna be too small, but maybe I'll just bump it up a little bit. Because this is, I just imagine this in Instagram stories, and yeah, it's hard to read a bunch of text on a phone screen.
That's true.
Okay. Interesting. Now this is kind of feeling like too big again.
The shape, or
yeah, the shape. I'm gonna come back to this. There's something about that I like.
Just a reminder to anyone watching, there's about 51 minutes left to get your portfolio submitted. We'll be doing portfolio reviews at the end of our stream today, and we would really love to see all of your portfolios. So get them submitted, and we're going to be selecting 2 to review. So yeah, it's always fun. I love doing portfolio reviews and watching them. You can really learn a lot from them.
So I think what I keep coming back to with this type of thing is this should be simple, and I'm probably I'm trying a lot of different things, but it needs to be text, and it needs to be readable, and it needs to kind of have subtle hints of the style of Elise's brand. So how can I do that in a way that's not too complicated? Yeah, I guess I keep kind of doing this thing.
I like that. It makes it like break up the text, and since there's a lot, it makes it easier to look at a glance. And on Instagram stories, you would pause by tapping on it. So, but I think I like the way it looks with the box outline or the box fill under the text.
I like it too, and it kind of uses this same more or less template of like elements.
Yeah.
So maybe we say we like that type of thing for now, and I'm just gonna start to see like how that accumulates with other things we've designed. So yeah, I don't love it, but I like it. Oh, I don't know who Paige Sparra is.
I don't know.
but maybe they're famous. Maybe I look like a famous person.
Ooh.
That's exciting. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna move on to the client profile, which I feel like I was kind of getting stuck on yesterday, the idea of this is gonna be a grid of photos that if Melody, you were Elise's client, it's gonna be like, I love these things, and so it's like an inspiration board. When in the process do I think about navigation, buttons, etc.? Well, if you're asking about this project, I am breaking the rules a little bit because I do that work every day at Adobe, and I'm not really going to put a lot of buttons on this. I'll just tell you that right now. This is a style guide for a client who's starting a style coaching business, and so I will not be doing so many buttons, but if you want that kind of Adobe Live experience, I know that just right before us, they were putting together a really cool web interface.
Yeah.
So
where they kind of go through that process, and the stream earlier I was doing with Jennifer, who was designing, she shows the navigation bar and she has call to action buttons.
Yeah.
So if you want to watch that, I think it might be different for everyone who designs when they think about when to add that, the navigation and everything. So I guess it really depends. But I think navigation, it really comes together after you do some prototyping. You can really see the flow better and understand where you want to move from each screen. So that also helps me, and I always change how I want the navigation to be. But I don't know if you're talking about the menu or the flow. But
Anel had a suggestion to maybe make the shape transparent, and I think they meant, perhaps you meant this one, but also maybe the background text. So I was just trying that really quickly because that's a good suggestion. Yeah. And I was also really quickly I realized I could try different color variations and just sort of see what happens. Yeah, that's fun. Okay, so I saw this ad on Instagram and I liked the grid of it. So I kind of pulled that in to play with over here. So I have some photos here from our Pinterest board that I'm going to start to put in. And these are other style bloggers that Elise is inspired by. And then just like some general some photos that kind of capture some of the color scheme notes that Elise sent me. Like I think she liked these tones, or she liked this. This is a photo from actually this style blogger.
Oh, cool!
And I feel like it captured kind of the color scheme that Elise is going for.
It looks like the Marie Kondo folding.
Yes, I know. I'm such a Marie Kondo folder now.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't. So I like did it when I read the book a couple of years ago. Got rid of a bunch of stuff, and then this time that I've like watched the show, a couple episodes of the show since it's been on Netflix, I don't really feel ready to do my whole life, but I was doing the folding wrong. Because I read the description in the book and I just kind of there's not a diagram, you know,
Yeah.
and there's not a picture. So I was folding the t-shirts and everything into
Yeah.
thirds, and then just rolling it up in a roll, and then putting the roll
I
on
see.
its side in the drawer, because
Yeah.
she speaks about being able to see
everything.
everything.
Yeah.
But the roll thing is like not, it makes sense that that was wrong because it's a little bit messy. So yes, this is total Marie Kondo, where you like
fold it in 3 and then it like it's supposed to like sit or stand,
yes,
I guess.
like it
I'm really
make
bad
everything
at
a
that.
package.
Yeah. When I first read the book, I folded everything how I thought, and I don't think I did it right either. But after a few times of doing laundry, I was like, okay, I'll just fold it really fast and throw it in there. But it looks so nice when you take the time to fold everything, like how this picture looks. So
It does
think
look
it's
really
worth it.
nice.
yeah.
I always think of this moment in the show when it's the first episode and it's the Friend family, and they
Oh yeah.
are kind of it's like one of the last days, and they're talking about how they're getting their kids into it too.
Oh yeah, that was really cute. And then Marie Kondo has her kids, her daughter helping with folding, and they see it as a game, which is really cool.
I love it.
Yeah.
So I kind of already like this. I think one big thing and then 3 small things is a really fun grid, and then like 2 squares and 1 rectangle is also fun. I'm gonna do my iterative process and pull this over and make a change so that I can remember the way this was. But this is like too heavy, I think, on the left because it's bigger and it's 3 more photos. So I'm gonna try to like pull that down. So I like this. I just have leftover shapes from another thing that I like. And maybe I'm overthinking it, and maybe this sort of shape motif is just used a lot. I think the best design is really simple, but I need to be able to have some style notes. So I'm gonna, I think, oh, I have this from yesterday. So I love this, but I have to put text on it. That's important. So how are we gonna do that? Maybe I use a shape. This, I think, is some notes that Elise had sent me. Actually, let's just drag and drop that and see what happens. That's kind of fun. This is gonna have to be smaller. So, okay, that's one way to do it. I'm gonna do my progression thing again.
I like how you present your progressions too, like from where you started to
Yeah.
the end. It's nice to see after, like looking back. I think it's really cool.
Thank you. Yeah, I like that too. again, sometimes you're like, what did I even do?
Yeah.
Am I even good at this?
You are good at this. And so are you watching at home.
And then you're like, oh, okay, yeah, I can get somewhere. Like, all right. Also, this is one of my favorite things about XD is that it's so fast. When I first joined Adobe 3.5 years ago, I had been using Sketch, and I still think Sketch is a great product. There's so many great products, but I'm not like a person that's gonna hate on other products. I'm very loyal to this one, but this is what won me over immediately. Before, it was very feature rich. Is just the ability to like really quickly pan in and out, and just like, this is the way that I work. But if you think about the projects that I'm working on during the day are bigger artboards, they're like web artboards, and so as I start to pull out different iterations or even chart out different flows, like the document gets really big. So being able to like pan around in it quickly and go back and find something is really crucial. And the software that I was using would kind of like glitch out at that time. Maybe they fixed it, but or it would like sort of lag, and that's really frustrating. Yeah, because you want your tool to be an extension of the way you're thinking.
Yeah, exactly.
So I feel like I saw a suggestion.
Yeah, I saw it and then it went away, but I think it was about the first screen and how there's something about breathing room between the three objects, I think.
That's a good
Let us know.
point.
One more time.
Definitely revise that. I'm going to keep kind of rocking with this. Let's see, how can I do the thing where I like scale it in place?
Oh, I think Option and Shift.
Whoa.
Oh. Ooh.
Not that. That's like doing it from the sides.
Maybe if you turn responsive resize. I don't know if that would make a difference.
You're right. I don't know right now, but I'll just do it the old-fashioned way.
Annelle says she likes your thinking process.
Thank you.
I do too. It's nice to hear your thoughts out loud about why you're making all these changes. I think it helps me learn more, and I'm sure everyone watching at home as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that's helpful. It's funny. I think I was remarking on this yesterday. It's funny to talk about it, and this is a fun thing to be doing and hanging out with all of you all. I'm glad that you're hanging out with us. Yeah. But it's like normally we do these things in silence, so it's funny to like just be designing and then explain what I did and be forced to kind of talk through it. It's really fun. So this is like another way to do it. I feel like I'm being a little bit influenced by this photo. Just that there's like, I can take up this space on here because it's, I'm only covering one shoe. Yeah. But maybe that, I don't know that that would work for every
picture. So Chris is asking, what did I miss? Maybe if anyone has just joined us and you're not sure, maybe you can quickly talk about what you're working on right now.
So I am working on a style guide for a client who is launching a style coaching business. And when I say style guide, I mean I'm sort of like getting back around to that, but in the meantime, I'm applying some of the things we sketched out at first to some of the deliverables, which are going to be more mobile deliverables about working with a client. So right now I'm actually working on a client profile that is going to contain a picture of the person that my client Elise worked with, and then kind of a description of what they talked about and what their intentions were when they started working together, and then a photo or a slide that is like an inspiration board for that client. And then next I will move on to just a single photo of an outfit and then a description of that outfit. So it'll also have a photo and a little bit of text. And then we'll see where we get. Yeah. It's 1 hour down.
Yeah. And there's also about 30 minutes left for the portfolio submission deadline. So if you're thinking about submitting your portfolio, I think you should, so that we can review it and give you some feedback.
And we're going to do it in space.
Yeah, so that'll be really cool. So be sure to stick around for that.
So I'm just trying different ways of making this. Like, I know that we want to have a lot of text on this slide to be. It takes many words to like describe your style.
Yeah,
you know,
does.
It's not just like one thing. And I love the way that Elise talks about style. So like this one, I like in particular, like drinking lunch wine in a cafe, like as a way to describe a mood that
That's
you
awesome.
want to feel when you're wearing your clothes every day. I like that a lot.
That's cool.
So this kind of reminds me of a magazine.
Yeah.
Like, what's in your bag?
Oh yeah, I used to love looking at those. I forgot what magazine had that, but it would look at what celebrities kept in their purses.
Yeah, I love this stuff.
Yeah.
And it's always like pristine products.
Yeah, and like really clean. My purse is never organized. I always have random stuff in there.
No, it's all very messy. But I guess if I were asked to do that for a magazine, I wouldn't put the actual picture.
Yeah.
So, this is coming along. Yeah, if you all in the chat sort of have any ideas of things to try, let me know. I can always use other eyeballs that I think that was a good suggestion to let these breathe a little bit more, and even kind of like if there's going to be text down low, I'm going to lighten up. I want to like create kind of like visual breathing room down here, maybe move these up a little bit. I still like this organic shape in the back. Yeah, I'm gonna keep that for now. Positioning TBD. I think what I am not happy with yet is, I want there to be kind of a more natural feeling way to put text, and so it's just still feeling kind of forced. Maybe these are up. No, I don't know about that. And I also kind of miss this background shape. So I'm gonna try something that goes like all the way across. Responsive resizing.
Yay! Cool.
Okay, that's getting there, I think. Like letting it be just a tiny bit transparent makes me feel better. I'm just kind of eyeballing the grid for now, but I think in general what I'm going for is like an equal amount of space on top and bottom. So if that means this has to come up a little bit higher so that the bottom of this is relatively equal with the bottom of this like kind of text box. So that is, I'm feeling okay about that. There's a bunch of things I want to try now, which include like what if it goes off the edge one way or another. Just to kind of play with the balance of things. So actually I'm gonna bring this one over. Like what if it goes off the edge that way, then it kind of needs to be right aligned.
Oh, Oleg is back. Welcome back, Oleg.
Wow, cool.
Thanks for joining us again. Oh, Roman says they love watching your design process and never thought about using XD in this way.
Yeah. I know. I'm just doing whatever I want. That's what's happening. And this is a UI UX series, but I'm showing you the full power of XD to become your favorite design tool.
Yeah, that's what I love about XD. You can use it for so much, and I'm glad we get to see a new way of using XD. So I think it's awesome that you're working on this project.
Yeah, cool. So I can try like different colors too, so that's one thing I can do. I'm gonna keep sort of playing with it going. I think that is probably still best. Like it's nice to have that line down the bottom, but we'll see. Gives a little bit more room when you pull it all the way to the bottom to have text. I missed this shape, so I'm going to bring it back and just see how I can use it, if I can use it.
Masrur is saying to try the text at the top.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I haven't like switched the layout around at all. I will do it. This one is kind of still my fave, so I'm gonna take that and copy it. I think that maybe having it at the bottom is what makes it feel magazine-y, like having the images and then the description at the bottom. So, yeah, I like that. That works. Yeah. I think what I worry a little bit that, well, I guess you can kind of, Elise will be curating this, so what I was going to say is I worry about something at the top being cut off, but you know, you have control. It's not the same as the client profile page where it's like it's probably going to be someone's image and their head is probably going to be at the top. This could be anything. This picture, it could be, you know, that. So that's nice. I like that.
Yeah. I think also having the text at the top is good because usually in pictures there's a little bit of room above their head, so you can still see their whole outfit and maybe some of like the background.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good option to consider as well. Or maybe, I don't know if Elise she could like change them depending on what picture she chooses.
Oh yeah.
Like changing it around.
Yeah, this'll definitely be, or maybe I kind of give two options.
Yeah.
I think depends. Maybe she doesn't want every single grid to look the same.
Yeah.
So I'm liking these for now, and I think I'm going to move on because I feel excited that we're making progress. I'm going to put those at the top. And then, so now the next thing is a single photo of an outfit and a sentence to describe it. I'm going to borrow this template again and just kind of start with that. I'm going to put this Instagram ad. Sometimes Instagram ads are very well designed and I save them.
I think that's great. It's another great way to get inspiration and you can get it from anywhere.
Yeah, it's like a lot of creative people have worked on making Instagram ads, so sometimes I'm like, I'm gonna use that idea for like a show poster or a client project.
Nice. Yeah, some of them are so good that I think it's an actual picture. I don't think it's an ad, and I have to look and see if it says sponsored because they blend in so well with all the other pictures. It's crazy. Jessica, welcome Jessica. They are a newbie UI UX designer. They've done graphic design for 14 years and her daughter's name is Ainsley.
Yay!
That's so cool.
There's not that many Ainsleys and it's really exciting to meet another one.
Yeah, that's awesome. You're the first Ainsley I've ever met. So.
Oh, yay. Cool. That's nice. When I was young, I didn't like having a name that people didn't quite know how to pronounce at first. I thought that was so annoying and I just wanted to be called Katie or there are a lot of Katies and Emilys in my classes growing up, but then pretty shortly I started to value having a unique name. It's
same
nice.
with me. My name is Melody, so it's not super common.
Yeah.
So I always like meeting another Melody. I think it's cool. And yeah, growing up, I had like a lot of Ashleys, Elizabeth. And when I was younger in elementary school, I wished I had one of those names so bad.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't used to having such a different name. And yeah, but as I grew older, I love it. It makes me different. And yeah, so that's awesome.
Hello to Ainsley.
Yeah, hello.
Jessica's daughter.
Yeah. Val says, I also get excited when I meet other voodoo dolls. That's funny.
Cool. Do you have, that would be like a cool meetup.
That would be really cool. Jessica says, she says hi.
Aww.
So Masroor has a suggestion. Add text background color, some transparency, and add some border around it and change the text color for legibility.
That is maybe on this one. Yeah. Add text background color.
Maybe add a border around the box.
Okay.
Oh, there's one other voodoo Val. That's cool. And she's nice. That's good to know.
I'm just adding a border that's kind of like a shade of this one. Just I think, yeah, Masroor maybe. I guess I'm not totally sure what you mean. Just because, let's see, add text background color, some transparency. So there is a little bit of transparency on this text background. Add some border around it and change the text color for legibility. Maybe like changing this to be darker. So I'm coming back over to this, the different outfit photos, and I feel like I'm getting in the groove with this layout, which is really probably the whole point of, I think, you know, we want things that feel consistent. So I'm gonna try, I have this kind of like text box like we were using in the last slide, but then also I want to see how it looks just on the shape. Let's see. I think we kind of want to leave room for the whole photo. Like, I don't so much want there to be, this is still safe, I think, having just a little bit of overlap, but also, like, we can let the shapes kind of work for us a little bit. Looks like we've got 14 minutes till the portfolio submission deadline.
Get those portfolios in. Even if you're a beginner, don't be shy. We're very nice, and we would really love to see your portfolios and your projects that you've worked on and give you some valuable feedback that'll help you grow as a designer. So yes, in about 13 minutes, we'll be reviewing those.
So now I'm just trying different ways of having the shape behind. And I kind of like this. I don't know that I need to overthink it after after kind of doing other similar layouts.
So for the portfolio reviews, we're going to be looking at your Behance profile. So if you have projects on Behance, that's what we'll be reviewing today on our stream.
So I'm doing kind of a similar thing that I did with the intro photos, where I like basically these 3 color pairings, and so I'm kind of seeing how that would apply to if there's you know, 3 different outfit photos. We want to try to break that up a little bit, so maybe even just putting them next to each other, we can kind of start to see like how those can be different. And this is fun. I'm feeling right now like very grateful that Elise has sent me so many of these materials to work with from her
awesome.
Personal, you know, photos that she's taken for her work. It makes it really easy to start to sketch out a brand when she's already begun to do a little bit of that. I mean, no, a lot of that herself, just through the photos that she takes that are really thoughtful.
Yeah, that's so helpful.
Whoops. Oh no. No, not right now. So, yeah, and I'm liking this format in general. Whoops. That's weird. Maybe it's kind of like, oh, it's confused about which artboard it's on.
Oh.
There we go. Fun. Okay, so then last, and there would be maybe another text wrap-up slide, so we can kind of, let's maybe put these all together and then see what the totality of it is right now.
Ooh.
So I can even do that in the prototype tab. So I'm gonna start with this one, make that my home artboard, and then I'm gonna wire it to, let's see, what's our favorite of the all text slides? What do you all think is the most successful all text slide?
Let us know. It's hard to pick one.
Yeah.
I like the ones with the white box and the text inside.
Yeah.
Those stand out more to me.
Okay. Maybe for now, I'll wire it to this one. And I have auto animate, but I don't really want it to be auto animate. I just want to kind of click through. We'll try this.
Nicole saying top row bluish green, and Thomas says second last.
This one. Okay. We'll try it. This one's kind of, I think, a pretty successful, unwire that. I'm gonna go from here then to just like 3 different versions of an outfit photo. And then I want to make this a little bit different before it's all said and done. Ooh, even bringing in a black is kind of nice. Okay, I love those little things that you come across.
Yeah.
On accident. And this is what I was like probably laying in bed last night thinking like there's something, it just needs to be like a little crisper somehow. And so I felt like that might wind up meaning we bring in more like white and black as a contrast.
Yeah, I like the black on there.
Cool. That's good information. And like the pink actually doesn't bother me. I'm gonna leave it that way. And then someone said 4th one in the 5th row as their favorite text slide. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one. Let's even, I'll just use this as our sort of like fake last slide. So let's just see how this is all coming together. I have wired up my prototype in prototype mode, and now I'm going to hit the play button, and I'm actually going to make it full screen so that it's just, you don't see my messy artboard in the background. So I'm kind of mixing names, forgive me for that, but it's like half of it's as if I'm the client and half of it's as if Elise is the client. So this is our text slide. I'm gonna critique my own work actually. Let me start from the beginning. And feel free to jump in, Melody, but so this is feeling fine to me. I think there's something about the balance of the type on the bottom and the shape that I want to refine. I think as I was doing the other iterations, I kind of got better at balancing those shapes in the texts. But I still really love this, like the layout of the photo and the shapes in the background. This I can like this bothers me. I need to clean up the, if this is gonna be the size, which I think is okay, this text box needs to come up so that this margin is equal. I don't know that I love, this doesn't feel like as exciting to me as the one before.
Yeah. And this one seems more exciting as well. Like
Yeah.
The first and this one are pretty similar. And then the middle text one, I think just a little bit more refining would bring it up to that.
We'll work on that.
Mm-hmm.
This is cute.
Yeah.
I love a kind of funky grid.
Yeah.
I think that I hope that I know that other examples that Elise has done in the past of this particular slide with a workshop she's done, I think has more photos. But I wonder if this would be like too confining to only have 4, but I think it also kind of helps you make choices about like the main thing I'm going for and then like 3 kind of complementary things, so we'll see.
Yeah, I really like this screen.
This is cute. I like this. Yeah. And then like different, I think this is a nice scroll through of different outfits, and I imagine her different clients, like this would be fun. I'm a little bit curious. I feel like I'm designing in a little bit of a bubble in terms of I'm using colors that are inspired by photos that Elise has taken and inspiration that she has picked out. So I feel like it's nicely matching her photos of her outfits. So I'll be interested to see that if with different clients,
and there are different
styles.
Light.
If this template that I set up for her will still work really well, but we will see. And then this is the another version of an all text slide. I think that I like this one better, and I almost want to like try to use black now.
Oh yeah.
So this one,
Could try it.
I go back and forth about. Oops. Oh, that's not in my prototype, but anyway, exit prototype mode. Yeah, I'm still a little bit stuck on this, but what did we do here? We used. We definitely used this one, and we used not that one. Huh, I've lost it. I'll go do this. Oh, we used these two. Okay, we used this one and this one, and this one felt more interesting to me, but I kind of want to riff on both of them and make those better. So, oh, it's time.
Oh, yay! It's time for portfolio reviews. Thank you to everyone who submitted. Ainsley and I are going to take a quick trip into outer space, and when we come back, we're going to be looking at your portfolios. So stay tuned. Yay! We're back! We took a quick trip to space, saw some portfolios, and then 2 randomly...
Just picked them out of the stars.
Just picked them out. And there's 2 that have randomly appeared on my laptop, so we're going to look at them.
Awesome.
I'm excited. Yay, let's take these off. So
I'm keeping mine on.
Oh, you are?
I feel great.
Should I keep mine on?
No, you do you. You do
okay,
you.
I'm going to...
It's kind of like an extension of my turtleneck, which I like.
Nice, okay. You're funny. Okay, thank you to everyone who submitted. So the first one we have is from Anel.
Oh, cool. Anel, you've been giving such helpful feedback.
You've been here, I think, all 3 days. I always recognize your name, so thank you, Anel, for always participating and being in the chat and watching. So
sweet.
Yay. So from Tampa, Florida, Anel is a UX designer, and this is an overview of her Behance. So right now she's a senior designer Oh, you've done a lot of design work. That's awesome. So, content creator, front-end web developer, UI designer, and digital media influencer.
Nice. Well, I love already the really consistent mobile layouts. I like that you're kind of presenting every different project in a similar layout with its different variations in tone.
Yeah.
It's like very pleasing to look at as a portfolio.
It is. It looks really nice and consistent and awesome. Yay. Is there a project that kind of sticks out to you that we should start with?
Well, I'm really intrigued by the third one on the top row. Yes, Annelle, you won. We're gonna talk about your work.
Yeah.
Let us know too if you have any particular things that you want feedback on.
Yeah, exactly. Let us know if there's a project or something that you want feedback.
We're just gonna kind of follow our whims. Yeah.
This one looks really cool.
Oh, it's a
Photoshop
creative
creative challenge.
Wow, cool.
Yay. So day 1 blending, starting with Photoshop file. Create a winter-inspired image by manipulating layers with blend modes.
Cool.
Ooh, this is awesome. Nice.
Definitely seeing some blend modes.
Yeah. Day 2, build and move layers, play with opacity and texture. Ooh, this is cool. Oh, it's a face.
Nice.
And hair. Nice. This is cool. Design and mock up a book cover. That's awesome. I always love the design of books. I think that's so cool, and it would be amazing to design a book cover someday. So this is awesome. Ooh, and you even have it in a mock-up. That's really cool.
That's really nice.
Built a digital collage using selection tools and puppet warp.
Oh,
ooh, that's fun. Cool.
That one starts to feel really successful to me. The balance of the different elements and different textures is really nice.
Yeah, I like the texture of this and this. Yeah, it looks really cool. And she looks really happy.
Yeah.
Tackle the basics of compositing. Nice.
Cool.
Oh, cool. This is awesome.
Yeah, I like these images.
Yeah. This is great. Create a postcard. This looks really cool.
Definitely seeing some blend modes there.
Didn't see you there. Nice. Pen tool. Ooh, these are cool shoes.
Huh. Wow.
Valentine's Day.
Oh, nice. She's using, she's shouting out the Adobe tools that she's using. Capture. Adobe Capture is a mobile app that you can use to capture things on your phone and then turn them into vectors in Illustrator.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Yay, this is awesome. And masks. Create a concert poster. I always love concert posters too. I think they're so awesome. Yay! Good job. This is awesome.
Very cool. Okay, let's look at
a mobile.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh, XD Daily Challenge.
Oh.
Yay. Ooh.
Is this the music one?
I think this is the current one. Yeah.
Wow.
Create a design system for a music player. So that was this week's thing.
Yeah.
So you can look at her mood board. This is amazing. I love the
really
colors
nice.
and everything. We have some buttons, color palette, typography. Yeah. Controls, icons.
And now saying that these challenges push her outside of her comfort zone.
Nice,
That's really cool.
That's what I love about the daily challenges too, is you can do things that you would never normally do and try new things. And you'll never know what you'll come up with, and it can be something you can use in a future project or something like that. So, and it's fun to look back on and see what you did. So.
I like the color palette of this music app a lot. I think it's funny because with music stuff, a lot of times the color palette is like a darker one, which I associate with being very masculine. And as a woman making music and kind of inside of a like larger umbrella of like a music industry, and it's like kind of frustrating sometimes because you're like, that's not the way music, that's not my vibe. Like when you go to the Guitar Center to buy equipment, it's like, okay, so there's flames on everything.
Oh my god, really?
I mean, not
I've
literally,
never been
but
to a
like,
Guitar Center, so
but like if you
want
want a guitar strap, it's like skulls, flames, caution tape.
Whoa.
It's like, come on, where it's just like a nice gradient.
Yeah, this is nice. There should be more patterns for guitar straps.
I agree, and I just think there should be a more diversity of kind of like color palettes and styles when it comes to anything associated with music.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And rant.
Cool, so these are the wireframes, and then we have a user flow. Nice, this is a nice and simple user flow.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, me too. It gets to the point, which is nice. And then, is this a video?
Oh, cute.
Cool.
Cool, so we're
you have the drag.
scrolling through.
Yeah. I like how you included the video too, and it's small, so sometimes the video can take up the whole screen when it's the phone. So I like how you made it small and it's easy to see in your viewport on your laptops. That's nice. Ooh.
Oh my gosh, what's happening?
This is really cool.
Cool.
Nice. This is awesome.
Very cool. Living coral, the color of the year. Oh, cool. Pantone.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
I totally missed that announcement this year.
So this is the prototype. Ooh, Avril Lavigne. I used to love Avril Lavigne when I was younger.
Same. I should check out her new stuff.
I know. I've listened to Head Above Water. I think that's what it's called. But I don't know if she has any other new songs. Also, the Jonas Brothers are having a new song come out, which is so exciting.
That's
because
amazing.
they've taken a long break. And I just saw on Instagram this morning that they're releasing a new song.
I was just looking at Backstreet Boys' latest release.
Oh, I love Backstreet Boys.
Yeah, they're making music
They're
again.
amazing. I saw them in Vegas last year with my friend, and they're so good. Even after all this time, the show is amazing. I highly recommend it.
This is really nice stuff, Anel, because I like that your portfolio is showing you taking risks and trying new things. I think that's really cool of you, and this project in particular shows that you can think in a lot of different ways. Like you've laid out a design system that's not easy to do, and you have applied your user experience thinking of like where people are going to want to go.
This is fun.
And then I think you do such a nice job of putting your assets into really nice displays. So I like that you're kind of trying different ways of showcasing your work with these different animations.
It's awesome. Yeah, you have a great portfolio. Really awesome projects, and like Ainsley was saying, the way you laid everything out is really nice. So yay, awesome job. Thank you, Anel, for submitting your portfolio. I hope you keep doing the XD and Photoshop daily creative challenges and pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone. So yeah, awesome job. Thank you again. We can move to the next portfolio. So I think Ilya, I think maybe that's how you pronounce your name. I hope I'm saying that correctly.
That would be my guess too, but feel free to correct us in the
Yes, hopefully you're still in the chat. From Ukraine, and they are a web designer and UI UX designer. Nice.
Well, I love the headline. The header picture is is really nice and matches the.
Yeah, I still need to change mine. I haven't done that yet.
Oh, I want to see what mine is right now.
Nice. Oh, Elijah. It says, my name is Elijah from Odessa, Ukraine. You have 1 year of experience. Cool.
Oh, portfolio looks great.
Yeah.
I want to see this this web project right below with the pink.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one looks really cool. So, creative group web design landing.
Okay.
Nice. It's so colorful. I really like that.
Yeah. Really nice use of color and grid. I would not guess that you have 1 year of experience. I think you're making some really mature design choices about the use of a grid.
Yeah, it looks really good. And since there's so many colors, it can be overwhelming, but I think you did a really good job of choosing colors that complement each other well.
Yeah.
And look good next to each other. Ooh, this is fun.
Huh. Yeah.
Nice.
Very cool. Landing page, it's straightforward, it's simple, it's visual.
Yeah. It looks awesome. Yay. Good job. Let's see. I kind of want to look at this one.
Yeah, let's see.
See what this one is. Improve your life today. The design of the project that will help keep the amount of vitamins in the body.
Oh, okay. So an app that will kind of help you track your vitamins.
Nice. Vitamin. Improve your life today. Pick your vitamins. Ooh.
Cool.
Oh, so you can buy vitamins from here. These are kind of expensive.
Okay.
99 euros, I think.
Well, maybe it's like a year's supply.
Maybe, yeah.
Or probably just placeholder. Yeah. So I loved the sort of like first image there, and then I like that as it scrolls, it's this nice cascade.
Yeah, and I like the background, the subtle wave that you have. It's really nice. The menu, I like how you showcase the menu as well and showing all the options. And I like how you have the icon and what that icon represents as well. It's nice.
The gradient's really nice too.
Yeah.
I'm not over gradients.
I love
gradients.
They're
so good.
Yeah.
And these two colors are really nice and soothing together.
Yeah, exactly. It reminds me of a spa.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. I want to get that vibe from my vitamin provider.
Yeah.
Wherever I'm buying vitamin.
Yeah. Catalog.
Yeah.
Ooh, so I'm guessing this is a camera? Or maybe
allows
not.
you to select the desired type of product. This should be clear and simple. So, yeah, that's a good question. It sort of reminds me of something that you would click to scan.
Yeah, like if you're at Target, and I don't know if anyone does this but me, but there's a Target app and you can scan the items that you're gonna buy and it'll tell you if there's a coupon. You can add that.
Oh my gosh.
It's really helpful.
I didn't know that.
Sometimes I'll forget to do that, but you can scan the barcode, and when that camera appears, it kind of has that square with the plus. So
it's like a QR code scanner. Yeah. It reminds me of that.
That's what this reminds me of, first of all. So if you're in the chat,
I feel like that's not what he's actually going for here.
Yeah.
I think this is just like, those are a visual options. Device to kind of break up the 4 different categories.
Yeah.
That's what I'm guessing.
Yeah. So I think maybe you could refine this even further and maybe make it more clear that these are 4 different sections, because this could be a little confusing. Like for me, when I look at it, the camera thing was the first thing that I thought of.
Yeah.
And I don't know if what other people might think.
Maybe you just have like sort of very transparent background squares behind vitamins and minerals.
Yeah.
Or just take it away altogether. I feel like you don't even really need anything outlining your grid. Like you could just have those as icons, and I would know that those were clickable.
Yeah, that's a good suggestion. So product page.
That's pretty.
Nice.
So you can buy vitamins and crystals.
Minerals, I think.
Minerals.
which are also expensive. But I guess they're, I mean, maybe they're really rare. Or,
It's high quality.
Yeah, yeah, high quality.
Simple product selection with important things for the client at the time of selection. I like the way you're really breaking down every screen and telling your main goals for every screen.
I like that too. And you have some clear call to actions, which is nice. Bottom menu, home, test, basket, profile. Cool. I like how you kind of broke this down as well and explained your choices in the menu and what you included.
Yeah, I like this a lot.
Yeah. Based on the test results, the program selects the recommended vitamins. Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the same thing with this. I would do something similar. This also, looking at it when it's wider, it reminds me of a target, like in a video game. If you're gonna shoot something, that's kind of what that reminds me of.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know, or like taking a picture.
Crosshairs.
Yeah. So I would maybe change something a little bit with that to take away that confusion. But overall, it's really good. I really like this project, and yeah, communication blocks. Ooh.
I'm curious if this was sort of like a self-directed project or if it was for a client.
Yeah, let us know if you're in the chat, Elijah, and we can see. Cool.
Oh, cool, your style guide down
Yeah.
here. 2 types of gradients.
Cool.
Century Gothic, that's a classic.
Oh, this is cute. Yay. Awesome job. Yay. Thank you, Elijah and Anel, for submitting your
thanks
portfolios.
so much.
We really liked looking at them. And
Yeah.
I encourage you all to keep working on your design projects. And yeah, you never know who might be looking at your portfolio. Maybe they'll offer you something really cool. So yeah, thank you, everyone. And we can head back to Ainsley's screen. We have a couple more minutes left.
Okay, do I now take it? Now
you can take it off. I'm sorry I didn't keep mine on with you.
No, it's okay. We both made choices.
Yeah, we did.
I chose to keep mine on. It's not every day you get to wear a space helmet.
That's true.
That's an exciting opportunity for me. Okay, so we just have a few minutes left, right?
Yeah.
What can I do in those few minutes? I feel like it was almost a good note to start wrapping on, to just show the things I had, like my favorites of each of these. And now what I think I might do is just sort of like put them all together and then see how I can reflect the things that I've designed out and I know I like, how I can maybe start to even change the style guide.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do that now. It feels like a revelation that I like using black. I don't know why it took me that long, but
That's funny.
It took me, I just feel like when I was trying it in other situations, I wasn't into it. So, yeah, maybe this is kind of where I work, and then I'll pull copies of the client profile up here. So I liked that. I'm going to pull these two up just for now. So this is like the profile page. This is text description slide. This is like inspiration board, just naming my artboards. Then here is my different outfit photos. This is like a fun kind of mini project to help me make decisions about the style guide. Thank you, Val. This has been a pleasure. So I'm seeing this like as a whole, and I'm feeling good about it. These are my favorite slides for sure, and I wonder if I can like even just borrow. There's something that I feel like can be stronger about this first page. But I know why I moved that over, because I need to read the name. I kind of want to as a total body of work, I want there to be an equal balance of the green and the black and the gold, just for now. See what that feels like. Although I really like the gold on there. And this one, having kind of this white box for the text at the end, that feels like a good kind of final wrap-up thing. So I'm just kind of like making those finishing touches. And now I think we're
about done.
Out of time, but what I would do next is sort of say, okay, I see what I have settled on here, this gold and black and green, and I'm going to take that back into here and really plug that into the style guide. And I'm going to continue to work on this for my client Elise.
Yay! This has been such an awesome week. Thank you, Ainsley, for joining us and sharing all your tips, and your project has been really awesome to watch. So
thanks for hosting,
yeah,
Melody.
Of course, it's been super fun. Thank you to everyone in the chat for all your suggestions and all your questions. We really appreciate you being here and watching, joining us. It's been awesome. So yeah, thank you everyone. And Howard will be back tomorrow morning for the last day of the XD Daily Challenge.
Cool.
At 8:30 Pacific time. But yes, it's been a great week of UI UX, and thank you again. Bye everyone.
Bye.
Bye.